Well, we have some news in the world of cruising, Disney cruising.
Hey guys, it's KJ,
John,
and Winnie. Welcome back to our channel. If you like today's video, please
give it a thumbs up,
hit the subscribe button,
ding the notification bell,
and leave us a comment. With that, John, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, we have some news in the world of cruising, Disney cruising.
If you guys have been following along with all of the Disney Cruise Line news, then you probably already know that way back on August 5th, the Cruise Lines International Association announced that its ocean-going cruise lines have agreed to voluntarily put their U.S. cruises on hold for now, given the pandemic and everything that is going on.
And Disney's a part of this organization. And Disney announced on their website that they would be suspending all cruises through October 31st.
But more recently, Disney Food Blog announced on their website that Disney Cruising would actually be postponing their cruises till at least November 6th. We're guessing, and this is purely speculation, that if they cancel them through November 6th, that they're probably going to cancel them, what would you say, probably through the end of November, if not through the end of the year.
Not to be pessimistic, but I find it hard to believe that there'll be cruise sailings, Disney cruise sailings, before the end of 2020. I know high-ranking Disney executives have said that that will be the last piece of business that begins to operate again. And as of filming, we still don't have Disneyland open in California, in a much more controlled environment than a cruise ship. So until the company gets all the parks up and running, it's hard to believe that there'll be cruise sailings prior to that. So again, not to be pessimistic, but I don't see any sailings happening in 2020. Hopefully we're wrong.
Yes, this is, again, purely speculation, but that is our guess that if the cruises are being canceled through November 6th, and based on what Disney Food Blog said, they said that one of their readers sent them that information, so we're assuming that one of their readers was supposed to go on a cruise and that they got information sent directly to them, an email or something like that. Somehow it was communicated to them that their cruise would be canceled, and that was through November 6th.
And I was going to say, and my guess is they probably would have canceled it farther out. The Christmas, New Year's holiday are such popular and busy cruise times that I think the company, Disney, is probably trying to hold that hope that they could still sail at some point to honor those holiday bookings. Across the country, schools are opening again. We're starting to see restaurants open at higher capacities, movie theaters. Businesses are starting to send their employees back. So to think that cruise ships are going to start sailing by early November, I think that there's a chance, and again, hopefully not, but I think there's a chance that we have a little bit of a slide back with the pandemic and COVID cases before we actually get through this, and I think that's going to make it even more troubling. I'm hoping we get to keep theme parks open. Forget about getting cruise ships sailing. Hopefully we don't have a slide back to where things have to shut again.
Well, John lets out one of the most important things going on in his life right now, or really any sports fan.
Yeah, we had the NFL come back this week and weekend. Some stadiums are actually putting fans in stands. We saw it with the actual opener with the Kansas City Chiefs. They had 25% capacity, which was about 16,000 people.
So with that,
every
that
step
gives
we
me
take,
a little bit of hope that maybe there will be some cruising at the very end of the year, if not maybe early January, because to have the NFL up and running, I'll say this. If somehow the NFL shuts down, then I think we're going to have to go back into a heavy quarantine, which would be no cruising at all.
Well, if the NFL shuts down, I think we're going to be back to where we were probably in the
like
spring
March.
in April and March of 2020.
When cruising was first canceled because we were supposed to be on a Disney cruise in March, and well,
the NFL may be able to kind of persevere because they have such high-tech contact tracing and testing. We're seeing on college campuses thousands of students testing positive are only a couple weeks into the semester. So I think we have a long way to go before people are getting back on boats.
But you do bring up a good point as far as testing. Again, just want to reiterate, this is all speculation, but maybe in the future, depending on how testing goes, maybe you get tested right before you get on the boat. I mean, who knows? Who knows what will happen? Or even if cruising, say it does get pushed off till early next year, early spring, maybe there'll be some kind of testing then, other than just checking to see if somebody has a fever. And hopefully they'll know more about this whole pandemic by then. As far as cruising is concerned, a lot remains to be seen. It's really going to depend on the state of the world and how the world is handling things. It'll be interesting though if cruising happens outside of the US, because there are international Disney cruises. So
right.
I would like to see, or like maybe they'll cruise internationally first.
And you know what's funny about these cruisings? There doesn't seem to be a shortage of interest. All the cruising companies that I listen to and their forecasts for 2021 all sound like bookings seem to be in a good spot. I know Carnival, Norwegian, I'm sure Disney, though they don't report the same way that Carnival or Norwegian or Royal Caribbean do because they're not a separate entity, but those other companies sound like they feel like they're in a good spot as far as bookings moving forward. So there is optimism there that those businesses can rebound. So it doesn't sound like there's any hesitation from you, the people who are actually going to be going on the cruises. I think we would feel comfortable going on cruises too. Once, you know, these companies decide that it's safe to sail, we'd probably agree that it might be safe to sail by the time that happens.
We only want to go on a Disney cruise, though.
Right, yes.
We'd feel safer with Disney.
One other thing we're wondering about, yes, pun intended, but one other thing we are wondering about is what will happen to the Disney Wish, and that is the 5th boat that is supposed to join the fleet. It was supposed to be delivered, or is supposed to be delivered, in late 2021. And is expected to sail in January of 2022, and that's according to the D23 from last year. How much this pandemic, if at all, has delayed that, we're left to wonder. Hopefully there's more boats joining the fleet. The Wish was only supposed to be one of them. It's supposed to be the first one to come online. Hopefully we get sailings back. Hopefully we get new boats joining the fleet. Hopefully this pandemic hasn't set vacationing and our entertainment back more than it already has. So we'll keep our ears open to see what kind of news comes out about the current fleet and the fleet that will be joining, but our wish is that the ships start sailing pretty soon.
John is just full of puns, you guys. I can't. And I have to live with him every day. If you guys have any information, we would love to hear it. We are wondering about the Wish. Is it going to get pushed back? Maybe. Is it going to be a ship that sails in Europe? Then maybe not. We do have those ships, like I said earlier, that do cruise internationally, and maybe a place that is technically, I mean not technically, it is nationally Alaska. Maybe a cruise like Alaska could still go. Yeah, and the hard part about that will be those passengers are coming from probably all over the continental United States, if not more. So we'll have to see. And hopefully when it does return, we have self-serve, soft-serve ice cream. Because that was rumored to be a casualty of this whole thing, is that you couldn't self-serve yourself soft-serve. Can't enjoy myself, I can't serve myself self-serve. All right, we get it. Self-serve, soft-serve. The buffet wasn't self-serve either, apparently, or it might not be. Again, speculation, but that's what we would guess. If you guys have any information, please let us know in the comments down below. We are always looking for information on Disney Cruise Line. Again, we were supposed to go on a Disney cruise right at the beginning of this whole pandemic. It also was around the same time that we found out about Winnie's craniosynostosis diagnosis. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we have some vlogs on that. You should check them out. That was when Winnie got diagnosed. So between the pandemic and Winnie getting diagnosed and everything, we didn't get to go on that cruise in March. So we are chomping at the bit to find out when we can go, when it will be safe. So if you have any information, please let us know in the comments down below. And with that, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell, and leave us a comment. Again, let us know any cruise information you have. We want to hear it. If you guys could go on a cruise later this year, would you? How are things where you are? If you guys don't know, we're in New York. Things have been going really well. They weren't for a while, but now, like John mentioned earlier, with schools and everything, who knows, kids going to college and coming back, we have no idea how things are going to be. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed and stay positive. And with that, we'll see you guys real soon. Bye. See you at the port whenever they start sailing. Bye, guys. But in more recent news that we crossed the COVID cases. You're very chatty today. Winnie just really wants to be involved today. At the same bookings level that they would normally be at this time. Are you biting my shirt? That they would normally be. Good thing I'm not wearing one of my prized Disney shirts. Winnie is teething right now, and she doesn't really put. That was. She doesn't really do that. It was like a beaver woodchuck chomp. Yeah. What are you doing? You plan to go to cruise someday? First you gotta get to the park. You've been there 3 times on the inside. When are you gonna go on the outside? It looks so much better when you can see it and not just hear it. What are you doing? I don't want to hear anymore. Oh no.